With you again, Christoph, and this is going to be another great topic today on the digitalization of digitalization and its influence on logistics companies. Before we start, can you provide an introduction about yourself?
Sure, Dustin. Hello again. I'm Christoph Szakowski, Managing Partner, LogCon East. I have experienced the digitalization topic, from the perspective of a manager in a blue chip logistics organization and later as advisor for the industry for several years. We have been consulting the industry in the German-speaking world, Central and Eastern Europe, and in some Asian markets, with several change management, benchmark analysis, and optimization projects where technology and digitalization have become one of the core issues, besides of strategy, structure, people management. I've been in the position to deal with this question always as an important part of major turnaround or development projects for third-party logistics, transportation firms, freight forwarders, and different B2B organizations which have been supplying solutions for logistics providers. We work very closely with logistics companies, and they have different level of maturity in terms of digitalizations, and they also work in different markets and market segments, geographies. So I believe we have a very pragmatic view on this topic, on this digitalization topic, and I am going a little bit to share it with you today.
Thanks. So how would you define digitalization and its impact on logistics companies?
We are always trying to capture a topic from the global perspective, as this is normally a good starting point for the discussion with companies' top management. So I will do also this in this manner this time. I mean, for me and for business owners, company leaders, digitalization is a very complex topic. I believe in public, seems this is, of course, a topic which has gained incredible popularity, but only in some very separate dimensions. So what does it mean? Digitalization means actually a continuous change process with permanent impact on the logistics company's results. This process refers partly to something we have known and used in the industry for decades, like, shipment processing, visibility tools, transportation management programs, EDI tools, technologies for warehouse and distribution center management, track and trace programs, tools for higher tender efficiency, and so on, so on. So this process could be now having, a broader dimensions because of the availability of new technologies. So the impact in logistics companies can be summed up in 3 points. Number one, impact on the value creation process by the means of technologies. Number two, that's the impact on business strategies and business models. This includes a redefinition of shipper, client, partner, competitor understanding. This is something I would like to concentrate a little bit today. And the third point is the impact on companies' needs for talent and qualifications, and possibly even an impact on companies' culture. So I hope this is easy to handle, understanding, and a kind of instruction for any company to go further in dealing with digitalization.
Can you talk about the impact of digitalization on business models in the logistics and transportation industry?
Yes. Well, a business model answering this question practically without long debate based on, business books and various authorities. So business model must give a clear answer to the following question. What is it which constitutes you as logistics company value proposal which you can promise and deliver to customers? A value proposal which is compelling and give you a competitive advantage. There are, of course, different systems to create this value proposal. I mean, just consider a freight forwarder with a complex range of modes of transportation and acting as intermediary between client and carrier, and consider another example of a asset-heavy road haulier serving a specialized industry. So apparently the value proposals are different. Now, what's the competitive advantage in the logistics industry? So let us have a little bit future-oriented view on this topic, because we talk about digitalization. So according to some researches done in Europe for the largest logistics market, it is predicted for the period of the next 3 to 5 years that there will be 5 points making out this competitive advantage. Number one, that is the flexibility towards client requirements. Number two, it's the quality of your service. Number three is the adaptability to changing market requirements. Number four is attractive pricing, and number five is the direct client contact. So the main question is, which impact as company you would like to have in these major drivers of competitiveness? How, that's another question, how you can you intelligently, based on your decisions and not just following any catchy slogans or popular trends, how can you make the use of technologies to achieve your company's long-term targets? And last but not least, is there anything in your business model which requires change? Now, of course, I'm saying change, which doesn't necessarily mean just putting into praxis at high expenses some new technologies and then call yourself being innovative. That's not the point. So talking about the impact of technology on companies' business models, this can be a question put to company leaders. So what is their strategy to use the technology, for example, to ensure this direct client contact, which I talked about a few seconds ago? So for me, it could start with really simple things, which is, for example, using technology which have been available for years already. So just consider, the amount of information and data available in open sources, and you can obtain this information as a sales manager, for example, before any interaction occurs with your client or with your prospect. So this is available, and that can make you your preparation very effective in the sales process and the later on in the interaction with the customers. But there is another very important point in the digitalization. It simply has enabled a creation of completely new business models. And companies start acting in the logistics markets who haven't been there before. So I talk about, new digital freight interchanges, platforms, network builders, big data players, all of those companies, they are somehow competing in the total logistics market or trying to capture at least a niche of this market. So they have in common to be very much analytics driven, to be focusing on the interface between the shipper and the manufacturer. They are full of entrepreneur spirit with strong efforts in their promotion. So for all players in the market, the question will be find their position and be able to distinguish between a partner, a supplier, or a competitor. I mean, what we see for this moment is that the established players are implementing a digital strategy, and sometimes they consider the new players as partners, sometimes as simply a question mark, and not very often as competitors. Our observation is in the industry, I mean, it depends on the region, but let's say 20 to 35% of players have clearly answered the question and plan to measure whether to cooperate with the new players or compete. I mean, the new players, the disruptors, right? I think we should be avoiding one thing, ignoring the new models of business, and it's better to start considering them as part of a competitive landscape. I was in a discussion recently about, a vision for the logistics marketplace. So I said, I believe rather the most important driver in the digitalization is the end customer. And that will stay forever. And it will stay forever a people-oriented business. I mean, the decision who is going to take care of your global cargo and the security of commodities, which might have tremendous value. And so decision about, optimizing networks, delivery time, logistics budgets, all of this will be done by people to people. So forwarders are not so much to worry about to lose customers to disruptors, as long as the forwarders invest enough in people management and customer relationship skills. And now coming back to the new business models, I believe scale matters and will stay matter. I mean, there will be new forms of collaboration, alliances, joint ventures for 3PL providers, which have, simply similar DNA, a customer-driven, operative, solution-oriented DNA. I mean, this DNA is of a stronger value than any cost-optimizing platform, as long as the forwarders do their homework. And this is the same. This has been the same for the last decades. So streamline your operations, use the technology, also face and deal with the fact that some jobs will simply become obsolete, and concentrate on learning new skills, which come very often from technology companies. So that is in short what I would like to share about the impact on the business models.
Recommendations for logistics companies in view of digitalization.
Okay, I would like to call it, in short, a common sense manifesto for logistics players, a little bit in reference or in contrary to a very popular in the agile technology business or software development manifesto, agile manifesto. So my points would be 5 points. First, do not be disruptive, be simply constructive with your value proposal to customers. Number 2, some people will keep telling you, you need to start digital transformation now, but keep in mind a bad strategy, wrong culture, and non-value providing processes digitalized means a bad digital strategy, a wrong digital culture, and a non-value providing digital process. Number 3, to be a learning organization has always been and will remain to be the key in the logistics business. As logistics companies, you didn't need a startup company to tell you this. Number 4, everything flows, nothing stands still. Does everybody in your company understand it? And number 5, remember, logistics business is highly competitive. No matter your size, be adaptable, decisive, and fast, and you will come out as a winner of any revolution or transformation.
Well, thanks, Christoph, for sharing today.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.